Hey everybody, it's Scott Amato, and we are going to start a Let's Play on a pack that I've designed based on industrial farming. Can you tell from my skin I'm going to be a farmer, construction worker, and we are going to create huge factory farms, guys. But we're going to do it with machines. We are going to have actual like Tonka trucks type things with Techstack's heavy machines mod. All right, it's really cool. It's got like bulldozers, track loaders, combines, drilling rigs, dump trucks, all big models that you can drive. It's got sounds, really cool stuff. It's a work in progress mod. The developer will work on it and then he'll stop for a period of time. So it's kind of like halfway done, and there's not a lot of information out there about it, just mainly the developer videos. But I know enough to get us started, and I want to learn it as we go. Usually in a Let's Play, I know a mod pretty well, but some of the mods in this pack I don't know so well. So I want to learn them as we go, and this gives me an excuse to learn them. So it's a really cool mod. It's got a lot of content in it, that'll be fun to play. Now, in addition, I have Industrial Renewal, and that's another mod without a lot of information about it, but it has a bunch of really cool decorations, industrial type decorations, steel scaffolding and beams and catwalks and stairs and stuff like that. But it also has tech, like it has a damming system, a dam generator, where you can actually use water to create dams and generate power from that. And it has steam turbines and stuff that work along with that, wind turbines. Again, I don't know much about it, but I'm learning. We'll learn together, and it'll be a lot of fun. All right. Now, some mods that I do know is I have Industrial Foregoing. If we want to do more machine automation based stuff, then we'll use that along with it. And it's like Mine Factory Reloaded, and I have the Industriology add-on mod for that, which restores the rubber, puts in the rubber trees, gives you the mega rubber trees and all that Mine Factory Reloaded had. And I also have Magneticraft. Now, I don't know much about that mod. I've played a little bit of it, but I want to learn it. All right, so I wanted it to be part of the tech tree. It has a lot of really cool stuff with conveyors and different processing machines and all that kind of stuff. And it puts ores into the world. Now, I've been playing in this world for a few days here, and I have Project E. All right, so I went through and gathered the materials to get started with Project E. So if you see my Thriving with Project E series, you know that basically I created one of the divining rods, got into the ground, used that to prospect for ores, found more diamonds, got enough diamonds to create the destruction catalyst, got a bunch of diamonds, and built up my EMC, went to the nether, got the philosopher's stone, got the transmutation table, got the obsidian stuff you need for that. And then went and got even more diamonds after that, diamonds and emeralds in Extreme Hills, and built up my EMC enough to get flight. Okay, so I have Swiftwolf's Rending Gale, and it can be used as a bauble because of the bauble, EMC Baubles mod, which gives you the ability to use Project E stuff in your bauble slot, but also gives you like collectors and power flowers and stuff that you can put in baubles and wear them on you to generate EMC while you go on the go, along with the Project X mod, which adds a bunch of like server friendly type machines and then higher levels of EMC production and generation, different matters, very high level stuff, fading matter, 261.21 giga EMC. So tons of stuff. Now, we won't really play these mods necessarily. The goal is not to create a whole tons of EMC using standard techniques that we would. It is to help us facilitate crafting, to move through, because we have this huge plains area. And there's a bunch of plains in this world. This is a seed based on plains. And then I've used the mod Biome Height Tweaker to lower the level of plains so they're flatter. So this is extremely big, flat areas. There's a village over here. That's a swamp. I have the Charm mod that adds villages to swamps. And we're going to want to make roads and stuff because I have the Ultimate Car mod, So we'll make roads to go to that, but we want to use the heavy machines, the bulldozers and all that to tear out some of this terrain, flatten it all out, get rid of all this grass, and then plant huge farms, all right? And we'll plant a series of farms and get the crops from them, all right? And then I want to sell those crops. Using Harvest Craft shipping bin is one way. We can get emeralds by doing that. So if you look at the bin here, with the shipping bin, we'll be able to sell crops. And then I have farming for blockheads where we can buy different crops. And I have this one called Megacorp. All right, I haven't played this before, but apparently it'll let you set up like a business, and then it'll place orders, and you have to fulfill those orders, and then you'll get paid for it. And then we'll try to convert that stuff to EMC if we can. If we just have to directly get something that's of the same value or whatever, we will. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But that ought to be tons of fun and give us a reason to do these cool machines and tear up this terrain and just create some big, beautiful farms and build, you know, a house and stuff along with it. Then build roads connecting places and all that kind of stuff. Have cars to drive, have all these machines, have storage warehouses and all that kind of stuff. Guys, I'm super excited about this. This is going to be a lot of fun. So I want to jump right in. I've gone through and created the manuals for some of this. So some of these manuals are very bare, like the industrial renewal one is a railroad, steam locomotive, cargo cart. It tells you some about it, but not a lot. But it tells you a little bit about its redstone, catwalk, fences, utilities, but most of this is blank, all right? But the good part about it is that when you create it, it shows you how to create steel, because steel is a big thing in this mod. So you have to take a stone slab along with a steel saw, and you have to make the steel ingot. Now, steel is ore dictionary, so you can see Techstack has it, Industrial Renewal has it, Magnetic Craft has it. So you make this sponge iron, all right? And it's coal with an iron ingot gives you that. Now that has EMC, so I've captured that as EMC. So we could use that to get steel if we want to. It just depends. Like I said, sometimes I'll use Project E when it helps us to get resources. Sometimes I'll do crafting stuff when it's fun and it's part of the mod, all right? You know, it just depends on what we want to do. But that allowed me to create that steel saw and then get this to get the book. So some of these manual creations help you get into a mod. So I have the Industrial Foregoing Manual. It's a very good manual. It tells you everything about it. And then I have the Magnetic Craft Manual, which had you to create a magnet ingot, all right, and it has the MC2. So you can get blue dye, redstone, an iron ingot creates that magnet, and then you're able to go through and make the manual with that. It's a very good manual that'll give us the ability to learn about the mod as we go. And then I also have this Megacorp Employee Handbook. Now this guy was expensive. All right, it's gold ingots and a book. All right, so it's telling you it's an in-game mod, but it tells us everything that we need to know about the blocks and all that, and then how they work and stuff like that. So I wanted to point those out because, again, some of it shows you the items that you're going to need in crafting. And then the ones that have EMC, I've just gone through and captured them. So I've got a lot of our basic stuff ready to go in Project E that we need just to get started. Now the Industrial Renewal doesn't have EMC, so I'll just store it away. And this is a barrel from Charm that's much like the 114 barrels. Now in addition, I've created an apiary and presser from Pam's Harvest Craft and gone through and got some press wax that we're going to use in a crafting thing. So in fact, let's take a look at that. You see my skin here. We want to go through and add some safety materials because it's safety first, guys. We're going to be doing heavy machines, so we want to be safe. So the Industrial Renewal mod adds a safety helmet and a safety belt. All right, and so regulators require that we wear this stuff in heavy construction, so we're going to do that. But basically, I just need a yellow dye small slab and a leather cap. So let's go ahead and create that. I'm going to get actually a stack of leather out. So let's see. And then yellow dye I do have. I've looked ahead at some of this stuff. So yellow dye, and then that would be the leather cap. And then what else was it? It was one of their small slabs, okay? And that was what I showed you that you created with a saw. You take a slab and put it with the saw, and then you get these small slabs, okay? So we should have what we need. Let's go through and create the safety helmet. I feel better already. Let me make the cap first. Let's see. So it's leather as such, and bam, and get this guy. Now this guy has protection 4, guys. That is so OP. That is so OP for that. But now we'll have protection 4. So I'll replace my diamond helmet that I have with that. And then I have the cosmetic armor mod. So I'll turn off or turn it on to allow you to see it. And look at us, guys. We've got our safety helmet on. Very, very cool. All right. And then we'll make the harness here, the safety belt. So it's just leather and a lead. Let's get a lead out. I made that in advance. So a lead. And then we should have the leather. So let's go and get that guy created. And safety belt. And it has feather falling. And it has 5 armor points on it, guys. Crazy. So I'll take off the diamond here. Put that on. And then again, let that be seen. And check it out, guys. Got our safety harness on. It tucks underneath the delicate parts. And look at it at the back. It's really cool. So there we go, guys. We got our full little outfit on. And look at the armor points that it has. Look at my armor points, guys. One more thing I want to make is some boots from Harvest Craft. That's the reason I was doing the thing. We're going to do hardened leather boots. Now, they won't be as good as diamond boots, but, you know, can't have everything. So basically pressed wax and leather, all right? So hopefully I have enough pressed wax now. I think I do. Yeah, I should. So let's go through and get those made. See how many I can make. Yeah, I just need 4. Cool. And we'll get this made. All right, so that'll be our boots. Okay, and we'll place our diamond with that. Like I say, it doesn't just look nice. It's for safety, guys. Now, we'll lose a few armor points there, but it's okay. It'll be fine. Let me show that in the cosmetic armor. And bam. All right, there we go. So we are ready for work. Got our uniform on. We're up to specs and regulations. So everything is good. All right, let me put up the diamond stuff here. And that's the beauty of EMCs. You can just pull stuff in, pull stuff out. So that gives us over 1 million EMC after the stuff that I produced. I did also produce an Archangel Smite because I went to the Nether and got stuff that we need for that. And I actually died there once, guys. But that was kind of early in the game, but I did die once there. All right, to some blazes. I was trying to fight blazes too early, honestly. Just had some bare iron, a little bit of iron, and so they smoked me on that one. But let's go ahead and jump right into some of these mods. Now, the first thing we have to do with Techstack's heavy machinery is we have to create fuel for the machines. So you create this thing called a fermenter because you gather corn. So corn comes from grass. So if you harvest grass, you have a chance to get a drop for corn. Great, get some. There you go. Now we also have the ultimate car mod in here, so we can build roads and a lot of cars and stuff with that. For that, you get canola seed. It has a very interesting fuel production process. That's going to be fun. So we'll be using that too. All right. But basically, you get this corn, and you're going to ferment it, and then you're going to distill it. All right. So the fermenter is planks, a chest, and a hose. All right. And this hose is 3 slime balls. All right. And so I got those when I found the village in the swamp there. All right. So we're going to put this guy here, and it's got a little output pipe in it. All right. So inside of it, you put the corn, and then it'll ferment. All right. And it'll make a mash for it. All right. Then you distill that. All right. The fluid that comes out of that, and which is not really a fluid in Minecraft, but you know, figuratively. So for that, you needed some more of the hose, and you need a brewing stand. So that's why I was getting blaze rods, and then a cauldron, which I actually got from the village from the charm mod. It adds decoration to the village, and 3 furnaces. It will get you the distiller. All right. So the distiller you just place next to it, like such, and then it's got an output pipe that will go into the fuel pump. All right. So whenever this guy creates mash, it'll go into here. We'll see it here in a moment, and you need to give this guy fuel, all right, to burn. And then it will heat it up and burn it and turn it into fuel, all right? And now, again, fuel is not a liquid. It's just an abstract thing that you use this item called the fuel can, I think it is. Let's get fuel. We need to make that. The fuel can is how you gather and make these machines. Now, the liquid spout I did make. Let me see what else we need. So, liquid spout and a bucket. Let me get that out. Spout. And then, I already had it right there. And a bucket. All right, so we'll look at the spout recipe just so you know it. But of course, JEI, makes this stuff easy to see. But the recipe is 2 slime balls and 2 things. So you definitely need to get slime to get started in this mod. All right, but let's make that guy and we'll get our fuel can. Now our fuel can, because we have the repair talisman, all right, from Project E, which keeps all your tools and armor and stuff repaired, will actually like repair and fill. Now, I don't know that I really like that, so we may keep it in the backpack a lot of times, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. Because you're going to get a lot of this corn. You can see now here's the fermented mash. It made some, and now it's transferring over to here where it's burning. All right, so it'll tell you the time that's going to take to burn it, and then that'll go over here into fuel. So we got 500 units of fuel now. And then you just basically right-click that on here, and it'll give you fuel. But you can see that the repair talisman is actually repairing that and giving us fuel. So I don't know. That's kind of a thing. See how that works. It could be to our advantage, and it just depends on how much fuel we need and how much we use. All right, so that gets us started in that. Now, guys, let's make our first machine, the bulldozer. All right, the bulldozer is a bunch of iron, basically. So we need to create an engine, some pistons. We need 6 of these pistons. All right, so hopefully I have enough iron. Let's see if we can get through it. If not, I've got a million EMC worth out there. So let's get our piston made. It's just 7 iron, like such. I only need 1, because everything that I do that has EMC, I will capture it in case we need it later. That is just smart to do, and that's why the mod is in here. Then we need a camshaft. It's just 3 iron, like such. Okay, so let's use that in a search to get the 6 that we need, or 5 more, like such. Okay, and then we should be able to produce that first part, which is the engine. All right, there we go. There's our engine. Capture that in EMC. Boom, boom, boom. And that way, if we ever need an engine, we got one. All right, now we'll create the transmission. And so the transmission, we had to create a series of gears. And so we need a wooden gear, starting off, sticks, like that. And then we'll move to the next level of it. Stone gear. Okay, so it's just surrounding it with cobblestone. Every single one of these I'll capture. Boom, boom, and get that. And now we should be ready for the iron gear. All right, capture that, and then we'll need 3 of them. Okay, so let's grab 2 more, like such, and then get this going. All right. So that's all we need for the transmission is gears, and we have that. Okay. And for this one, we need the dozer blade, and so it's just 3 iron ingots. Capture that. Oops. Okay, that wasn't bad. And then finally, we'll need 2 tracks. All right. So tracks is slime ball and iron. Let me get out some slime balls. Kind of makes sense. Slime to grab the tracks. It's kind of like rubber. The Minecraft rubber. Right, there we go. And so we capture this guy. And then we just need 1 more of them. And now we should be able to make the bulldozer, guys. Ha, awesome. Awesome. So that's right. Really not that bad of a crafting recipe. Just basically iron and slime is what you need. All right. So here's our guy. Let's put him down over here. And bam. Look at that, guys. Awesome model. It's using the 3D application Blender. Some of these models aren't very optimized, so they do affect your frames a bit because they're big entities with a lot of detail to them. But get in this guy, engine starts. There's a fuel gauge up in the top left, all right? So we need to give it fuel, all right? So let's go back to our spot over here, give this guy some fuel. See how we're doing on that? We got 1,500 units of fuel, and what has a... Should just be able to click it. I don't know if it has to be to a certain level. Maybe it's an empty level. We'll have to test that. But I do have some fuel. See if I can put it in. You right click on the machine to put fuel into it. Then you right click to get onto it. And then it's your WASD controls. All right. So I have the perspective mod. All right. And for the perspective mod, the world will need to redraw when we move. But it allows me to rotate around myself. And that is super important in controlling these machines. Otherwise, you know, you would need to go into third person. So let's see that. Boom, boom, boom. And watch this, guys. Be able to, boom, tear up that ground. Go back. It'll take out trees, no problem. Let's get into perspective here. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. Nice. So, yeah, we'll be able to go through, level out this area. It does kill animals. So, let's see if I can just get one animal. Yeah. See, it killed a chicken and a sheep. So, you know, you have to watch that. Or maybe you want to. This depends. But we'll be able to go through again and flatten this area entirely. Which the machine's a little bit loud. I'm trying not to talk loud when I do it. But look at that, guys. Tell me that is not awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It's better to kind of go straight, I found, because you can, you know, go up on the edge of blocks. So you kind of need to watch that. But again, I can come in and out of position to get my angles that I want to see. And I have the item physics mod. So you can see all the items are dropping on the ground there. And as I drive over them, I can pick them up. All right. So I can exit by shift. And then I can go through and it fills my inventory. All right. So that's why we're not picking up items right now. But let's go back to our spot over here and empty out some of our inventory. And we'll want to create a black hole band and a gem of eternal density in Project E. I left that to do it on camera, but let's see here what I can grab. I got sand, raw mutton, chicken, canola seeds. I can put up the saw now. I got hop seeds because I have the brew addition to Pam's Harvest Craft. Let's put up this stuff. Get our inventory kind of back in decent shape here. I'll put that down here. It's just kind of extra tech stuff for right now. Okay, and the small slab. Well, small slab's down here. Okay. So another couple things we'll want to create. Tell me that's not awesome, guys, though. I mean, look at that. That's incredible. Just being able to go through and just clean all this out. All right. So there's a grater that you can use to fill stuff. And I do have the liquid blocks mod. Let me show you that in case we need to do a lot of filling. That will allow you to make liquid versions of various blocks and pour them in, and then they'll harden into those blocks. So see, something deep like this, it would be ideal to do that. In fact, let's go ahead and do it. By the way, I have the extended days mod, as you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, and it's set to be a 30-minute day, which should be our episode length and then a 10-minute night. So it's basically double the length of the days. So let's go ahead and try to create a liquid dirt bucket here. All right, and it's basically just water and dirt. I have those things. So let's create that real quick. Dirt, I just put it all up. Yeah, let's get a stack of dirt out and create that real quick. Like so. Okay, and capture that. Okay, so we can have as much as we want. And go over to the hole over here where that cave was. We'll try to use machines as much as possible to do stuff, but like, look at this deep hole down here. All right, so you pour water and it'll flow just like liquid would. So all the rules that apply, so it'll flow all the way down there. It does give you a nausea and slowness if you get into it. So you gotta be aware of that. I don't know for how long, just for a second or so. But look guys, it makes dirt. It like solidifies into dirt. So as far down as that'll flow, sometimes it can miss blocks if it doesn't, if the liquid runs beyond it, but it's basically vanilla rules. So anywhere there's liquid sea, it'll turn into dirt. So you can fill areas, and there's a bunch of different blocks like that. Andesite, diorite, all this clay, terracotta, just all kinds of stuff. So very, very cool mod that'll help us to fill these areas. Now, there's a machine called a grader that we'll use to fill this. I do have building gadgets. I do have effortless building, but I'm gonna try to use machine ways or ways that we may do in construction. And I consider, you know, these pouring liquid, although, you know, you wouldn't be pouring dirt. I mean, you could with a mixer, I guess. But, you know, we'll want to try to keep a bit real world, although we're flying around and, you know, this is Minecraft and it's not realistic in any way. But that will at least be fun. That's kind of a goal to work on this stuff. So I'll use mods like, you know, effortless building, or I'll use it to build. All right, but anyway, we'll see. My rules, my world. We'll do what we do. But that's really cool, guys. So one additional thing that I want to make before we go is I want to make a tool belt. All right. I was looking at. Actually, I want to make a magnet first. Let's make a magnet. I have the Better Magnets mod. All right. And so, an ender pearl I haven't gotten yet. I tried to kill enderman. I killed one, but didn't get ender pearl. But you can actually make an ender pearl. There's a recipe in Project E. Let's see. Let's get out the philosopher's stone. If you don't know this recipe, then you hit your well, C should be a sign. Let's see if something is conflicting. I got quite a few mods that I have to go through keystrokes. I don't actually need its internal crafting grid right now, but I'll want to correct that. So I can go through and get iron like this, and it's basically the equivalent value of, see, an ender pearl's worth 1024. So in Project E terms, that's 1024, so they're equivalent. So I can create an ender pearl that way, and then capture it and, you know, get all the ender pearls that I want. Yes, it changes some of the things you need to do in Minecraft, but that's kind of the point, in a way, of this, that we don't have to go through and do that necessarily. All right, so we're going to use that then to look at the magnet. All right, and so the magnet is redstone, iron, and that. So we need to get out some redstone. Do that. And this is just the first tier. So we'll move up to the second tier. I think it's distance that matters. All right. So we'll capture that. And then this is a bauble that goes into your charm slot. We'll go to the next tier, which requires an Eye of Ender. So I did kill Blaze. Finally, a couple of them with prejudice. They killed me. Let's see. Eye of Ender. Yeah, I'll get an Ender Pearl. Boom, ender, pearl. Give me your pearl, and do that. the Eye of Ender. Boom. Okay. And then capture it, of course. And then use it to go to the next tier. So these guys kind of get expensive pretty fast. So it's 4 of those magnets. Let's grab that. 4. Now you can use the black hole band, which sort of does a similar thing, but this one I actually prefer, right? So let's get that. We'll use a black hole band inside of another bag that we create. So we'll have an alchemical bag that items get pulled into. So this is enabled in a charm slot. Put it in your bauble slot like such. And then I have a key assignment to turn it on and off, right? So going through and picking up those items will be a lot easier now. So I need to sleep real quick, guys. I do have the sleeping bag bed mod in here. I like that mod a lot. So it allows you to take a regular bed and just right click on the ground and sleep. Or if you want to lay down the bed, you shift right click. So let's go over to our area here. Now that we've cleaned up our inventory, some of the stuff, I don't think it's despawned. No. And we'll pick all this up and you can see the magnet pulling it to me. So bam, 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 lots of dirt. And of course this stuff is EMC. Now we could use the EMC belt as well, but it pulls in everything that has EMC. In the later versions, that's from EMC Baubles. In the later versions, it has a list and stuff that you can filter, but I don't think in this 1.12 version it does. At least I haven't seen it. So I'm not going to use that one. We'll use the black hole band method. All right. So we're going to go ahead and keep going just a little bit more, just so we can get some of this initial stuff crafted, right, that we want. So let me get a yellow dye here, and I'm going to dye this bag yellow, right? And it will be the one that we use. I should have enough EMC. I'll probably go and trade with villagers in between to get it back up after we do this. So from Project E, we want to make the black hole band, and that guy is dark matter string and a band. All right, so 2 dark matter, a string, I think it was 6, I don't really remember, and a band. Okay, and the band is used for any of the rings that you make, right? And this is a magnet, basically. Capture that. We did capture that level 2 magnet. Let's check that. Want to always remember to do that. Okay, and it is basically a magnet, but we're going to use it as a magnet inside the bag. It can pull into inventories. All right, so let's see. Now we want the Gem of Eternal Density is the next one. And what that'll do is take everything and convert. You can filter it, and it'll convert items to a item that you choose using its EMC values. So we need 5 diamonds, 2 red matter, or wait. I think it's 4. I may not have enough, guys. Let's see how many it took. No, it takes 2. Good. 5 diamonds. So we're going to go through our EMC here and invest it for this. And this will make our lives a lot easier. Okay, and 2 obsidian. Okay, and the good thing about Project E is that at any time you can just put something back in if you want to get something else and you don't have enough money. I think of it almost as money. Then you could put it back in. All right, so now with this Gem of Eternal Density, we can enable it by right-clicking, and it just went through and converted everything in my inventory that had EMC that wasn't important tools or food into that. So it got my cobble, it got my dirt, it got my torches, didn't get my weapons, didn't get my iron ingots, got my food, that kind of stuff. All right, but so you want to filter it. All right, so you filter it by right-clicking, and what we want is let me turn it off first. All right, and it'll spit back out what didn't convert. It converted all of that to iron. because it was set to convert to iron. You can use the G key to set the target to gold ingot, which is actually what we're going to do. We're going to leave it as gold ingot. It was iron, but we want to turn it off for the time being, okay? So I want to get dirt, cobble, wood, log, no, wood. So oak wood, birch wood. That's pretty much all I have, all the kinds I have right now. And what else? Dirt, seeds, probably. No, we're going to be using a lot of seeds. I'm not going to do that yet. Okay, so we want that to be a white list, and that way only this stuff will be allowed to be pulled in. All right, so you need to left click it in there as such, and then everything should be good. All right, so let's put this up now. Basically, if I throw this out, the magnet will pick it up. Of course, I need to turn this on. Now if I turn this on, nothing else should be converted. So turn it on by shift right click. It spit out my gold. It took that iron that I just had and converted it to gold. All right, which is okay because it's not going to be in our inventory. All right, it's not going to be in our inventory. Now, wonder why. Oh, see, it switched back. I've noticed that it'll do that sometimes. Like it's like you have to do it twice or something. But okay, now we should be able to turn that off, and it'll put back our items back out that it couldn't convert. You can see it pulled in those items, and then it gave us 4 iron ingots back. All right, and so we want to put this guy, we want to turn it on first, and then put it in the bag. Right, like that. Then we want the black hole band on, and you use G for that. Turn it on. Okay, all this stuff is assignable, by the way, in project key controls in here. All right, so G is change mode, and put that in there. Boom. All right, so now whenever we have dirt, I think I picked up everything over here. We'll go see. It's probably despawned by now. We're going a little bit over time, but that's, you know, not unusual in your first episodes to try to get this stuff established. Yeah, it's all gone there. But basically, if we go through now and get more dirt, the magnet will pull it in. Okay. And by the way, you can raise or lower. So raising is the space bar, and lowering is the control key. Okay. So you can lower with the control key or raise with space. I want to fix that right there. So I'll want a stack of dirt that I keep, but you can see everything got pulled into that bag. The magnet pulled it, got pulled into the bag. Now it's the black hole band has no filter, so it's gonna pull everything in here, but only this guy will convert it, all right? Only that will convert it. So that works out pretty well. Let's check our fuel. You can see actually the talisman of repair repaired the fuel thing and filled it. Again, it's probably going to be easier just to let it work that way, but I will want to plant corn. Let's see how much we've gone through here. We burned up 18, or we got 18 coal left. About halfway. You can see it's still processing to do so. So guys, that is basically the introduction that I wanted to do to get us going on these mods, and that gives us an excellent start to have tons of fun to go through to flatten all these areas. We'll need to come through, get rid of the grass. You can use the bulldozer to do that. You can use a lawnmower to do that. The lawnmower is one that has kind of a model that is very detailed and creates lag a bit. We'll probably be able to live with it though. We'll go through and mow out this grass if we want to, or anything like the loader could get rid of the grass too, or we could just get rid of the grass like that. But why not use the machines? So I think in the next episode we'll go ahead and create the lawnmower at least, and probably create a loader potentially and a grader, and just, you know, get our machine stock built up so we can get going. Guys, this is going to be tons of fun. Hopefully we can actually get planted. Actually, we'll make the tractor. The tractor's the main thing that we're going to need to do planting. All right. So anyways, it's Scott O'Mato. I hope you'll stay tuned, guys. Again, this is going to be a really cool experience, and I hope you'll play along with me. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. It's Scott O'Mato. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.